Why are you always broke? Is it bad luck, not making enough? Or is there something deeper going on? If you're living paycheck to paycheck, constantly stressed about money, and wondering why your bank account is always empty, I've got bad news for you. You're making big money mistakes, and you don't even realize it. But here's the good news. You can fix this. In the next few minutes, I'll expose the 10 reasons why you're always out of money. If you don't change these habits, you'll stay broke forever. But if you take action today, you can turn your finances around. So let's get started. Number 1, spending before saving. Broke people spend first and save what's left. Rich people save first and spend what's left. That's why one stays poor and the other builds wealth. Let me ask you this. What's the first thing you do when you get paid? If your answer is paying bills, shopping, or enjoying life, you've already made your first mistake. The secret to building wealth isn't about how much you earn. It's about what you do with your money first. Most people think saving is something you do after spending. But the truth is, if you don't save first, you'll never save at all. There will always be a reason to spend. Think about it. How many times have you promised yourself you'd save, but by the end of the month, there's nothing left? How often do you justify spending because you deserve it after a hard month? How many months have passed where you wanted to save but somehow never did? This is why rich people have a golden rule. Pay yourself first. That means the moment money comes in, the first thing you do is put a portion into savings before paying for anything else. Fix this now. Set up an automatic transfer to your savings account the moment your paycheck arrives. Use the 50-30-20 rule. 50% needs, 30% wants, 20% savings. If you can't save 20%, start with 5%. Just build the habit. Number 2, living paycheck to paycheck. If missing one paycheck would destroy your life, you're in financial danger. Most people think having a job means financial security, but if you're one emergency away from being broke, that's not security. It's a financial time bomb. Living paycheck to paycheck means all your income disappears before the next payday. This happens because you don't budget where your money goes. You spend on wants before needs, buying new clothes instead of paying off debt. You have no emergency fund, so every little problem forces you to borrow money. Fix this now. Start tracking your expenses. Most people don't realize where their money goes. Use a free app like Mint or YNAB to track every dollar. Cut unnecessary costs. Look at your subscriptions, dining out, and entertainment spending. Cancel what you don't truly need. Build a buffer. Aim to have at least 1 month's worth of expenses saved, then work towards 3 to 6 months. Number 3, relying on one source of income. If you only have one income stream, you're one step away from financial disaster. Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow and your boss tells you you're fired. How long could you survive without a paycheck? If the answer scares you, you need more than one income stream. We live in an era where anyone can start a side hustle online. Yet most people don't take advantage of it. Millionaires don't rely on one job. They have multiple streams of income. Fix this now. Find a side hustle. Whether it's freelancing, selling digital products, or content creation, there's an opportunity for everyone. Invest in assets. Put money into things that make more money. Stocks, real estate, or even a small business. Use your skills. If you can edit videos, write, or do graphic design, start offering services online. Comment more income if you want me to drop a video on the best side hustles in 2025. Number 4, not tracking your expenses. What gets measured gets managed. If you don't know where your money goes, you'll always feel broke. People love to say, I don't make enough money. But most of the time, they don't have a money problem. They have a spending problem. If you don't track your expenses, small purchases add up fast. That daily $5 coffee, that's $150 a month, nearly $2,000 a year. Fix this now. Use the 50-30-20 rule. 50% needs, 30% wants, 20% savings. If you're not following this, adjust your spending. Write it down. Keep a note in your phone where you record every expense. You'll be shocked at how much you waste. Cut down on mindless spending. Unsubscribe from emails that tempt you with sales. Stick to a grocery list. Like this video if you're ready to take control of your money. Number 5. Paying only the minimum on debt. If you're only paying the minimum on your debt, you're making the banks rich while keeping yourself poor. Here's the ugly truth. Credit card companies want you to stay in debt. They love it when you pay only the minimum because that means they can charge you interest for months, even years. Let's break it down. You buy something for $1,000 on your credit card. The minimum payment is $25 a month. Sounds manageable, right? But because of interest, it will take you over 10 years to pay off that debt. And instead of just $1,000, you end up paying more than $2,500. You're literally giving the bank free money. Money that could be used to build your future. Fix this now. Always pay more than the minimum, even if it's just a little extra. Focus on high-interest debt first. Kill those expensive loans ASAP. Avoid borrowing for things you don't need. Number 6. Trying to impress people. This is the fastest way to stay broke, because nowadays most people do things just to impress others. How many times have you bought something not because you needed it, but because you wanted others to notice? Be honest. How much of your spending is truly for your own happiness, and how much is just to make others think you're doing well? That expensive watch. Did you buy it because you genuinely love the craftsmanship, or because you wanted people to ask, "Wow, is that a Rolex?" That luxury car, is it truly about comfort and performance, or is it about pulling up to events looking successful? Those designer clothes, do they bring you lasting happiness, or just a few Instagram likes? The harsh truth, fake rich versus real rich. Most people who look rich are actually drowning in debt. They finance cars they can't afford, swipe credit cards for things they don't need, and live paycheck to paycheck just to keep up an illusion. Meanwhile, the truly wealthy are buying assets, not liabilities. Instead of spending $5,000 on a Gucci outfit, they invest $5,000 in stocks that make them money while they sleep. Instead of buying the latest iPhone on credit, they use that money to build a business. Let's take 2 real-life scenarios. Example 1, the luxury lifestyle trap. Meet James. He earns $5,000 a month, but he wants people to see him as successful. So he leases a BMW with a $700 monthly payment, buys designer clothes and new shoes every month, another $500 gone. Goes to fancy restaurants and clubs every weekend, another $800 spent on food, drinks, and tips. By the end of the month, James is broke. And when an emergency happens, guess what? He has no savings. Now let's look at David, who also earns $5,000 a month, but instead of flexing, he drives a used car with no monthly payments. He invests 20% of his income into assets that grow. He lives below his means, avoiding unnecessary expenses. Fast forward 5 years, and while James is still struggling, David has $50,000 in investments and can actually afford a luxury lifestyle without debt. Example 2, the pressure to show off. Think about social media. People post their new designer bags, first-class flights, luxury vacations. But what you don't see is the credit card debt and stress behind the scenes. I knew a guy who took a loan to buy an iPhone 15 Pro Max just so he could look successful in front of his friends. Meanwhile, someone else took that same money and bought a camera, started a YouTube channel, and now makes money online. Ask yourself, am I buying this for me or to impress someone else? Use your money to build assets, not liabilities. If you're ready to stop caring about what others think, type wealth in the comments. Reality check. The people you're trying to impress don't care, and even if they do, they won't be there when you're struggling financially. Start thinking long-term. Number 7, not investing your money, the silent killer of wealth. If your money isn't working for you, you'll be working for money forever. Most people never build wealth because they don't invest. They work hard, save a little, and let their money sit in a bank account, thinking they're being smart. But guess what? That money is losing value every year due to inflation. Meanwhile, the rich, they invest. They put their money into stocks, real estate businesses, and assets that grow over time. The harsh reality of not investing. Imagine 2 people. John works hard, saves $500 every month and keeps it in his bank account. After 10 years, he has $60,000. Sounds good, right? But here's the problem. Due to inflation, the value of his money has actually decreased. That $60,000 buys him less in the future than it does today. Sarah also saves $500 a month, but instead of letting it sit, she invests it in an index fund averaging 8% returns per year. After 10 years, she has over $90,000 without working extra hours. Sarah made $30,000 more just because she let her money grow, while John played it safe and lost in the long run. The hidden cost of not investing in yourself. It's not just about investing money, it's about investing in yourself too. Let me tell you a real-life story. The $500 that changed a life. There were two friends, Mark and David. Both were stuck in jobs they didn't like, making just enough to survive. Mark decided to invest in himself. He spent $500 on an online course about digital marketing. He learned new skills, started freelancing, and within a year he was making $5,000 a month from home. David, on the other hand, saved that $500. He kept waiting for the right time to invest in himself. A year later, nothing changed. He was still stuck in the same job, still broke, and still waiting for an opportunity. The difference? Mark took action. David didn't. This happens all the time. People hesitate to spend money on books, courses, or coaching, but they'll easily spend money on Netflix, eating out, and the latest iPhone. And then they wonder why nothing in their life improves. Why people don't invest and how it keeps them broke. One, fear of losing money. People think investing is risky, but the real risk is doing nothing and staying broke forever. 2, lack of knowledge. They say, I don't know where to start. But in today's world, there are thousands of free resources online. 3, short-term thinking. Most people want quick money, but real wealth takes time. The earlier you start investing, the richer you become. Invest in your mind. Read books, take online courses, and gain skills that increase your earning potential. Think long-term. Stop chasing overnight success. Comment invest if you're ready to make your money work for you. Bottom line, if you're not investing in your money or yourself, you're choosing to stay broke. Do something about it before it's too late. Number 8, letting inflation steal your money. Why saving alone is a trap. If your money isn't growing, it's shrinking. A lot of people think they're doing the right thing by saving money in a bank account. But here's the ugly truth. If your money isn't growing, it's losing value every single day. Why? Because of inflation. What is inflation and why should you care? Inflation is the rise in the cost of living over time. What $100 could buy you 10 years ago, it can't buy today. Prices keep going up, but most people's income doesn't keep up with it. Let me ask you this. How much was a loaf of bread when you were a kid? Maybe $1. Today it's $3 or more. How much was rent 5 years ago? Now compare it to today. Remember when you could fill your gas tank for $20? Now it costs $50 or more. That's inflation, and it's happening right now, every single year. Real life example, the silent wealth killer. Let's say you have $10,000 sitting in a savings account and you feel secure. But the average inflation rate is 3.5% per year. This means in 10 years, your $10,000 will only have the buying power of about $7,500 in today's money. If inflation jumps higher, like it has in recent years, you could lose half your money's value in just 10 to 15 years. This is why keeping all your money in the bank is not a smart strategy. Your money isn't safe, it's shrinking. Meanwhile, the rich never let inflation eat their money. Instead, they invest it so it grows faster than inflation. The difference between poor and wealthy people's money. The broke mindset. Saves money in a bank and watches it lose value. Thinks, at least I have savings, while everything gets more expensive. Believes investing is too risky and does nothing. The wealthy mindset. Puts money in investments that grow faster than inflation. Stocks, real estate, businesses. Builds multiple sources of income so their earnings grow too. Understands that not investing is the real risk. How to fight inflation and protect your money. Invest in assets that beat inflation. The stock market historically grows 7 to 10% per year, higher than inflation. Real estate grows in value over time and earns rental income. Starting a business creates unlimited earning potential. Increase your income. Inflation keeps rising, so you need to make more money too. A side hustle, freelancing, or a better paying job can double or triple your income. Investing in your skills will help you earn more in the long run. Stop holding money in low-interest accounts. Most savings accounts pay less than 1% interest, way below inflation. Instead, put your money where it can grow. Index funds, ETFs, real estate, or even high-yield savings accounts. Real-life example, the person who took action. Two friends, Emma and Jake, both had $50,000 in savings. Emma left her money in a bank account earning 1% interest. After 10 years, her savings grew to just $55,276, but inflation made everything 30% more expensive. She actually lost buying power. Jake invested his money in an index fund averaging 8% returns per year. After 10 years, his money grew to $108,623, doubling his wealth. Same amount of money, two very different results. Fix this now before it's too late. Stop sitting on cash. Invest it in assets that grow. Make more money. Don't let inflation outpace your income. Think long-term. Small investments today will protect your future. Bottom line, if your money isn't growing, it's shrinking. Start investing, start earning more, and stop letting inflation keep you broke. Number 9. Depending on one source of income, the fastest way to stay broke. If one source of income controls your life, you don't control your life. Most people rely entirely on one paycheck, and that's why they stay broke. Ask yourself this: what happens if you lose your job tomorrow? How long can you survive without a paycheck? Would you still be able to pay rent, buy food, and take care of your family? If your answer is, I don't know, or not long, then you're living one bad day away from financial disaster. Why relying on one income is dangerous. Your job is not guaranteed. Companies lay off employees all the time. If your only income disappears, you're in trouble. Inflation is making everything expensive. If your salary doesn't grow as fast as inflation, you're getting poorer every year. Time is limited. No matter how hard you work, you can't trade more hours for more money forever. You need income that grows even when you're not working. Real-life example, the income trap. Meet Chris and Mike, two people with the same job, same salary, same skills. Chris relies only on his job. He spends his paycheck every month and saves a little in the bank. Mike builds extra income. He starts freelancing on weekends, invests in stocks, and even creates an online business. One day, their company shuts down unexpectedly. Chris is panicked, broke, and desperate. He's sending out resumes, hoping for a job. Mike, he's relaxed because he still has money coming in from his side hustles and investments. This is why you need multiple streams of income. How to fix this now? Start a side hustle. Freelancing, selling products online, tutoring. There are hundreds of ways to make extra money. Invest in passive income, stocks, dividends, rental properties. Let your money work for you. Monetize your skills. Do you have a skill? Teach it online. Start a YouTube channel, write an ebook, or sell a course. If you only have one income, you're putting your entire financial future at risk. Build multiple sources and take control of your money. Number 10. Poor money management. You don't need more money, you need a plan. It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. Some people make $5,000 a month and still struggle, while others make $2,500 and build wealth. The difference? Money management. Here's a harsh truth. More money won't fix bad money habits. If you don't learn to manage what you have now, even a higher salary won't save you. Signs you have poor money management. You don't know where your money goes. Ever feel like your paycheck just disappears? That's a sign of bad money management. You live paycheck to paycheck. No matter how much you earn, you always end up broke before the month ends. You don't have savings or investments. If an emergency happens, would you have enough money to handle it? Comment "fix it" if you've ever felt like money just slips through your hands. Real life example, the difference a budget makes. Meet Lisa and James, both make $4,000 per month. Lisa spends without tracking her money. She eats out often, shops impulsively, and saves whatever is left at the end of the month, which is usually nothing. James follows a plan. He sets a budget, invests 20% of his income, and makes sure his money goes toward building wealth. After 5 years, Lisa is still living paycheck to paycheck. James has $50,000 in investments and is on his way to financial freedom. Same income, different habits, different results. How to fix this now? Track every dollar. If you don't control your money will control you. Use budgeting apps or a simple spreadsheet. Follow the 50-30-20 rule. 50% for needs, 30% for wants, 20% for savings investments. Stop wasting money. Avoid unnecessary subscriptions, impulse purchases, and expensive habits. Managing your money isn't about how much you make. It's about what you do with it. If this video helped you, hit the subscribe button now, because I drop money-saving strategies every day that will change your life. Don't miss out.